a little seated cushion. And let's go live. Hello, Instagram. Okay. Hi, I am Dominique, if we've never met before. Welcome to your hour flow. Props that you will need should you choose to use them. Blocks are always a nice idea if you have them, or block substitutes. Soup cans are a really great option. If you would like to keep a blanket handy, they're always nice to toss just underneath your knees or behind your head, or for Shavasana, all of that good stuff. If you see me sort of switching gazes, there's two different cameras. So I just want to make sure everyone knows that I'm acknowledging your presence. I will do my very best always to create a space where we can all feel like we have an opportunity to move. I'm only one body, so I really apologize if I don't get to a modification for you quick enough. However, this really is your practice, so feel free to freestyle in your space. And really, I'm just here offering a guideline and a blueprint to movement, so it can be whatever it is you need it to be. Today's class, let's actually start to get into it. So I'm just going to pull over my cushion and blanket. I try to keep my camera space as tidy as possible, so sometimes I'll keep secrets off camera. So let's find a comfortable seat. And as you can see, I've sort of pulled a cushion over here. So whatever that means for you to get comfortable. And generally speaking, that would mean that our hips are higher than our knees, so we don't have to worry about feeling crunchy. Yeah, we want space. If sitting like this, even if you're upright, doesn't feel good, feel free to lie down, grab a chair, any of those things that are going to be optimal for you. And once you find what that is, we're going to start to bring collectively our energy down in space. Taking a breath. To be exactly where you are, exactly as you are. Starting with a very gentle meditation. Let's first start to follow our breath. Tracking as we inhale where that breath travels to, and tracking as we exhale where it softens. Inhaling here and exhaling. And as you're starting to consciously track this breath, can you notice if there are any spaces that feel a little less accessible? That maybe feel a little stuck or a little rigid maybe? Still trying to sit up as tall as we can, stacking our spine so we have clarity on where the tight spaces might be. Maybe letting out a yawn. I'm all for free the yawn. One of my teachers really is about that, and it's reflected in much of the work I do. So feel free to free your yawn if it comes out. Starting to send your attention up your body and through and out into your ears. So we've sort of branched our attention up and then left and then right. And if you have music on for your practice, this is a good time to maybe pause and just sort of observe, what do you really hear? Maybe a gentle ringing in your ears. Maybe house noises, whatever those may be, wherever you are. Or living space noises, I should say. Maybe you can hear traffic outside. Maybe you can hear birds chirping. Maybe you can hear a light breeze. And starting to tune into the soundscape around us. And it's almost like we're in this like globe of conscious sound, this globe of conscious energy, like a little snow globe. And so while we might sort of shake up our snow globe as we're moving, I really need to stop with the winter references. It's been happening all week. But as we shake up that snow globe, can we shake it up knowing that our soundscape is still there with us as part of our practice? Now, we don't practice to music together on Instagram and on YouTube because of copyright purposes. So you're always welcome to add in whatever you want to outside of this. But if you've started to tune into your own soundscape around you, and maybe there's a bit of a rhythm of cars, of birds, of living space noises, and kind of making that maybe the groundwork for your soundscape practice. Take a nice big breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Going for a little sun salutation here. So again, finding a comfortable seat, sitting up as tall as you can. As you inhale, you're going to reach those arms up overhead. Exhale, bring hands down through heart center. Release those hands. Inhale, sweep them up, reaching big. Really let those shoulders, those arms reach. Exhale, hands meet. They bring down through center. 2 more. Inhale, big reach up. Exhaling down. 1 more time. Inhale, really, really reach. See if you can go a little bit higher this time. Maybe gaze goes up. Exhale down. Inhale, those arms sweep up. Left hand drops down to the floor. Take a side bend over to the left. Inhale, both hands bring themselves upright. Right hand drops down. Side bend over to the right. Inhale, both arms arrive up at center. As you breathe out, can you bow forward in space, maybe reaching through those arms? Take a breath in here together, please. Take a breath out. 1 more breath in. As you breathe out, start to walk those hands so your body arrives not just upright, but they tiptoe backwards so that as you inhale, you can lengthen up through your chest. And then exhale, use those hands to bring yourself back up at center. Take a breath in here. Take a breath out. Other side, inhale, arms sweep up. This time as you breathe out, right hand drops down first. Let's take a side bend over to the right. Inhale, brings you back up. Both arms reach. Exhaling, left hand finds the floor. This time, side bend over to the left. Inhaling to bring it upright. Bowing forward as you breathe out, walking those hands, rounding through your spine, still trying to stay fairly rooted on your seat. Take an inhale here, please. Take a breath out. Take a breath in. Breathing out, walking those hands upright so you arrive tall, surpass tall. Walk those hands behind you. Inhale to lengthen up through your chest. As you breathe out, bring those hands all the way back up. Inhale together. Let's reach the arms up. Hands down through heart center. Inhale, 1 more each side. Arms sweep up overhead. Breathe out, dropping through the left hand. Take a side, bend over to the left. Right seat stays rooted. Inhale, bringing ourselves back upright. Breathing out, right hand lowers to the floor, side bend to the right. Inhale, both arms reach up overhead. Breathing out to melt forward in space. Again, however that makes sense for you. Staying here for a breath in, please. Staying here for a breath out. Staying here for a breath in. As you breathe out, walk those hands so you arrive upright, surpass upright, fingertips land behind hips. Inhale to open up through your chest. Breathe out, walk those hands forward, you're back upright. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale down through center. 1 more time to the right. Inhale, sweep. Right hand drops as you exhale, side bend over to the right. Inhaling, bringing ourselves upright. Exhaling, left hand lands, side bend to the left. Inhaling upright as we breathe out, taking the energy forward, offering it forward in your little snow globe space. Breathing in here. Breathing out. One more time, breathing in. As you breathe out, walking your hands back in space, arrive upright. Take the hands behind you. Inhale, nice chest opener here. Exhale, hands bring back to center. Inhale, those arms, sweep it up. Exhale, they come down, pause. Inhale through the nose. Let's exhale together, side out. Breathe in. If an Ujjayi breath is in your practice, that would be a breath where you inhale and exhale through your nose. Please feel free to add it in whenever that feels good. We're going to make our way onto hands and knees. I'm going to take my little seat prop out from underneath me, stacking ourselves so that our wrists are underneath our shoulders, knees are underneath our hips, toes can be tucked or untucked. It's up to you. Non-negotiable, we're pressing down through all 5 fingertips, all the way through the floor. As we inhale, can we lengthen out through the collarbones? The belly will drop, the tail will fan, but think more about that upper body, the sternum reaching through, and it's like the shoulders are trying to externally rotate onto your back. As you breathe out, tuck your chin, round your pelvis, and as you round up in space, think about your arms internally spiraling. So now you're trying to really push the floor away. Fire through the glutes, hollow the belly. As you inhale, we lengthen back out 1 vertebrae at a time. And the shoulders rotate, so you're still pushing the floor away, but hug the tips of the shoulder blades on your back. As you breathe out, scoop, tuck around, and your arms again sort of circle around and away so that we internally feel a rotation, scooping through the pelvis, driving through the glutes, dropping through the head. 2 more here, please. Inhaling. There's an actual movement of the shoulder blades on the back as we open up through the chest here. Out through your mouth, really push, really round, hollow the belly, and think about scooping even more from that low abdomen space. And push, 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 push the floor away. One more time, inhale to lengthen, feeling those shoulders rotate as you're opening through your chest. So it's a full upper body effort here. Exhaling, scoop, tuck, round. Feel like an internal spiral of those arms is helping you push the floor away. Fire your glutes, stay nice and rounded. Bring the arms back to neutral. Bring the torso back to neutral. So even though fabric may hang, we're trying to stay one long line from head to tail. Fingertips point forward. Let's push the floor away. As we're pushing the floor away, feel like the hands are trying to draw wide. On top of that, the heels of the hands are hugging in. So there's so much activity here. We're going to slide our right leg back behind us. I'm going to scoot myself forward a little bit. Can we make sure the hips stay level? Can we make sure we keep our foundation? And then reaching so much out through that leg that our leg is going to float up. Noticing if we've changed anything through our spine. Inhaling to be here. As you exhale, point your toe, push the floor away, round. Can you squeeze your right knee in towards your nose? Can you give it a little kiss? Inhale, flex the foot, lengthen out to neutral, not into your extension. It'll be a test to keep you there. Breathing out, or a challenge, I should say, to not sink into that big, more roundy spine. One more time, lengthen the right leg back. Exhale to pull it in. You're going to keep squeezing that right knee in for 5. Squeeze that right knee in for 4. Squeeze it in for 3. Working through that hip flexor for 2. Last one, can you scoot it through and place it between your hands? So you're not in a lunge, you're in a 90-90. Bring yourself all the way up. Blankets underneath that back left knee if you'd like. You can fold your mat up in half, whatever you need to stay nice and protected. So again, we're not in a lunge here. We're actually quite upright. Feeling your front foot hugging down into the earth and in towards center. Back leg is down and in towards center. So it's a really beautiful foundation you have here. Can we reach those arms up in space? You're going to interlace your fingers and take them behind your head. Keep hugging the legs in. Lean back into your hands. Feel like you're lifting up and over your back space just a little bit. And then as you breathe out, can you round and squeeze everything in? So my pelvis stays the same, but my upper body's rounding. Keep hugging those legs in like fire. Inhale to open up. Lean back and up. And then exhale, it's happening from the rib cage. It curls in as you round through that upper part of your spine. One more time. Inhale to lift, open, expand. Exhale to curl it in. Inhale to unravel here. Exhale, reach those arms up. Take an inhale. Can your right arm reach up and back as your left arm goes forward? Invite a bit of a twist here. That our right arm circles back towards the front. Inhaling, both arms reach up to the ceiling. As you breathe out, the right arm reaches further. You twist towards the right. Keep taking that arm down and around. 2 more. Inhale, it lengthens up. Exhale, twist and open. Remember, those legs are still hugging in. They don't stop. They are your foundation. 1 more time. Open up. Take the twist and then pause. Legs are hugging in. Torso is spiraled. Arms are reaching. Now, if this feels really fabulous and you want to just focus on enjoying this twist, feel free. If you'd like to add on, can you tuck the back toes? You're going to lift your back leg to hover here. We're holding for 5. For 4. Didn't that just get like 8 times more spicy? For 3, just an option. Yeah, you don't have to take it. For 2, last one, circle that arm around and up. Arms are up to the ceiling. If your back knee is lifted, slowly lower down. Let's reach the arms forward, plant them. We're going to reverse engineer how we got this. So it might be a little bit awkward, but that's fine. We're going to bend the right knee and hug the right knee towards that right nose again. Lengthen the right leg back. And then lower it down. Both knees are stacked under your hips again. Can we inhale to lengthen out one long line, head to tail? Breathe out, scoop, tuck, round. Remember that energetic spiral of the arms. And then bring ourselves back into a nice neutral. One long line from head to tail. This time, the left leg reaches back. Pause with the toes on the floor. Keep pushing the floor away. Keep drawing the ribs in. And then use the glute hamstring, that left leg gets to float up now. What a treat. Second side. Now we know where we're going. So breathing out, point through that left toe, really, really round. See if you can draw the left knee in towards you. Could you give the knee a little kiss if you needed? Inhale, flex through the left foot, lengthen it out. Remember, keep drawing the rib cage in, pushing the floor away. As you breathe out, point through that toe, scoop, tuck, round, and squeeze, 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 squeeze. One more time, inhale to take it back. Beautiful bit of work here for the back of the body. Pull in and then pause. Plus the hip flexor on the left side. So a bit of resiliency through the fascial chain, plus a bit of work through your muscles. Keep pushing the floor away, keep rounding for 2. Last one, and then it'll be maybe a bit awkward, but take the left foot, bring it forward. Remember, we're not in the lunge. Stacking our left knee over our left ankle, hug those legs in together, and then bring yourself upright. So options as always, you can slide that blanket underneath your knee, fold your mat in half, all of those things. Glutes are definitely on though. Front hip hugging back, right hip hugging forward, and seeing just with that energy how much you can build into your body. Can we take those arms, maybe reaching those arms up in space, maybe interlacing your fingers, they come behind your head. Inhale, can we lengthen up? So use your hands as a bit of resistance here. And then up and over the back of the body to shine outwards, not necessarily up, but outwards. And then as you breathe out, like someone's come and scooped you like an ice cream scoop, we round in and we're squeezing those arms towards each other. Inhale to lean back, lengthen up and over, beach ball behind your back. As you breathe out, scooping around. So glutes and abs are super important here, especially those low abs, to keep the pelvis and the back stabilized. And just notice from side to side if maybe you feel a little bit of a difference in the pliability, the malleability of your movement. Last one here. Bring yourself upright. Release the arms and sweep them up towards the ceiling. Left leg is in front, so left arm is going to reach up. Take it back. Nice big spiral back and behind you. Inhaling, those arms sweep up towards the ceiling. Left arm opens up to the left. Right arm reaches forward. It's like you're having a little tug of war across your chest. Inhaling, that arm sweeps down, reaches back up overhead. Reaching your left arm back and behind you. Finding that twist. One more time, and remember, this one can get spicy. Take your twist and then pause. The rotation has come from the torso. The opening is happening because the arms are reaching. The shoulders are nice and gentle. And if it's available to you, you can tuck those back toes and lift up to hover, yeah? We're here for 5. Keep hugging the legs in towards each other. 4, keep growing nice and tall. For 3, for 2, last one, stay hovered. If you're hovered, sweep the arms up. If you're hovered, gently lower the back knee down. Take those arms forward. We are reverse engineering here. So it's a little bit awkward, but however you can, squeeze the left knee in towards your nose. Take your left leg back in space. Ta-da, we made it. Lower the left knee down. Give your hips a little shake side to side. Maybe give your wrists a little circle, whatever you need. And then when you're ready, tuck your toes, slide yourself back into a really bendy downward dog here. Take a nice big breath in through the nose. Exhaling and sigh this one out all together. Inhaling in. Exhaling it out. Now, of course, if your shoulders, if your wrists are not feeling super fabulous and being in a downward dog throughout practice is not going to serve you very well, then always feel free to come down onto quadruped. You could do whatever you need to do down here. Yeah, you can give your legs a little shake. Pretty much anything we do up and downward dog, you could do from hands and knees, no problem. Finding a moment of stillness. Your stillness could be a bent knee, a lengthened pelvis, whatever feels good for you. But finding a moment, can we take an inhale in all together, please? Feel the arms pushing away. Don't let the arms hyperextend. We want to feel sort of like we did when we were rounding our spine, like we were spiraling our arms, or lengthening our spines, I should say, so that the inner eyes of the armpits are trying to like give each other a little look-see. One more time, breathe in. Breathe it out. Let's come down towards our knees. Inhale to lengthen out through our chests. Exhale, spiral in. Now this spiral is where the arms are rotating in. Do we want them? I lied. They're rotating so that they're internally spiraling. And then as we lengthen out, that's where the arms feel like they're rotating in towards each other. Pause with the arms in that energy. Bring yourself back to center and then tuck your toes and take it back again and see how that maybe has helped a little bit. Lifting through the heels, bending your knees, looking forward. Can we take super teeny, tiny little baby steps up towards our hands? Get as high as you can and then dropping down through those feet. Maybe walk your hands back the rest of the way. At any time, if head below your heart doesn't feel good, you're always welcome to come up halfway. Yeah, so you definitely don't have to hang out down here. However, wherever you are, can you give your head just a really gentle little circle, a little exploration of releasing here? Maybe take your hands, give your calves a little rub, through your quads, through your hips, through your hamstrings. Just giving them a little bit of love. Bringing those arms down, bending through the knees. Can we push the floor away, rolling up one vertebrae at a time, sweeping those arms up overhead. Bring the hands down through heart center. Arms come beside us, Tadasana, or I like to say Tadasana because we made it here. Take a pause. Come back into the flow, that exploration of your breath like we did at the beginning together. Noticing where you inhale, where that breath has access to, and as you breathe out, where it goes. Feeling the rootedness of our feet together as we inhale, let's sweep those arms up overhead. Breathing out to dive over those legs, bowing forward into yourself. Inhale to come up halfway. We're going to move into a few sun saws here. As you breathe out, can you step back into a plank? Now, plank can be many, many things, right? You could be on hands and knees. You could be in a knee hover, right? So pick something that makes sense for you. Even though it's one word, it could have many meanings. Troubleshooting while we're here, though. I'm going to come down onto my knees. Can we keep pushing the floor away? And just like we talked about the work of the arms when we were working in our cat and our cow. Can you feel that here too? So we're trying to push the floor away, feel those arms draw wide, and hug the heels of the hands down. We're long through our spines, and your glutes are like, oh, hello, good morning, or afternoon, or evening, whatever time you're taking this, so that we have support here. And all of those things count, whether your thighs are lifted or not. Take one more breath in. As you breathe out, gently lower your chest down to the floor. Let's flip our toesies so that pedicure side of our feet are down. We're going to keep it small with 3 little baby cobras. So feel like you're trying to scoot your pubic bone down to the floor. Fire up through your thighs. Inhale, that upper body only is going to take a lift. And then exhale, it lowers itself lovingly to the floor. Inhale to lift. And as you do this, maybe your hands hover up with you. And then exhale, it melts down. One more time. Inhale to lengthen it up. Maybe the hands hover. Notice the shoulders aren't squeezing up to the ears, right? It's, again, that openness through the collarbones. Lowering it down, planting through those hands. Can you slide yourself back? Tuck your toes. Find yourself in your downward dog. Take a big breath in through the nose. Take a big breath out. Inhale to lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward, and then again, tiny steps, maybe one step, maybe a few hops up to meet your hands. Inhale to come up halfway. Exhale to melt it down. Press your feet through the floor. Use your glutes to sweep yourself up overhead. We're going again, please. Exhale right away, bowing down. Rippling our sliding hands to thighs, lengthen out halfway. As you breathe out, plant your hands, step back. Remember your version of plank. It's one word, but there's many things we could be doing. Taking a few breaths here to really feel the strength of that foundation, pushing the floor away, drawing the arms wide, hugging heels of hands in, firing your glutes, holding here for 2 more breaths, please. Inhaling in, breathing it out, feeling the work of that center core. One more time, breathing in. Breathe out, maybe bending down through those knees. Inhaling to lower, nice and slow and calm to the floor. Flip your toes. Inhale, one more little baby cobra. Check in with your pelvis. Exhale, slide back, downward dog. 5 breaths here, please. Inhale it in. Let's exhale, sigh that first one out. So, little bits of housekeeping as you're in your downward dog. We've talked about the arms, right? That rotation of the arms and shoulders energetically so that we're not popping in through the elbows and just relying on our wrists. Second little bit of housekeeping. It feels really good to like totally melt into the space, but can you consider feeling active like you do in your plank? So drawing the ribs in, lengthening out through your pelvis, but not letting the whole spine go for a bit of a vacation. Last little bit of business is that pelvis. We want to lengthen it out. So that might require a bend of the knees, which you'll notice I definitely have. Inhale here together, please. Exhaling it out. Next, inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward. If you're feeling fancy, maybe hop your way up towards your hands. Inhale to come up halfway. Exhale to melt it down. Press your feet through the floor. Inhale, ripple, roll the spine up. Maybe standing a bit taller than you were before. Hello, energy. Let's melt ourselves back down to the floor. 1 more of these. Inhale to come up halfway. As we exhale, lowering down however it makes sense for your body to get there. Find your plank. We're here for 3 breaths. And can you make these 3 breaths really, really count? Working through the arms down, out, and hugging in. Lengthening through the spine, working through those glutes. Take 1 more breath in here together. 1 more breath out. And on your next next exhale, lowering your spine down to the floor. Inhale, maybe you lift up into a full cobra. I'm staying nice and low today. And then exhale, sliding it back, downward dog. 5 breaths. Inhale, out through your mouth. Inhaling it here. Exhaling it out. Remembering all those little bits of housekeeping notes. They're there to make it active. Nothing about this practice is passive. Inhale to lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward, and on an empty breath, maybe hop, maybe step, maybe jump your way up towards your hands. Inhale to lengthen up halfway. Remember, working in a range that makes sense for you. Exhaling to melt it down. Push your feet through the floor. Inhale, sweep those arms up overhead. Take a pause, hands come down through heart center. I keep wanting to call my hands hearts today. Take your breath in. Take a breath out. Observing again how your breath is traveling in your body, feeling the rootedness of the feet, the length through the spine. You can release those hands if you'd like down to your hips. Inhale to reach those arms up. Exhaling to melt it down to the floor, your version of that. Inhale halfway. Exhale, lower down. Step back with your right foot this time. Lowering your right knee down to the floor. Now you are in a more of a lungy place here. Squeeze those legs in, bring yourself upright. So we felt what being in 90-90 felt like. Now we're in a lunge. Please do not sink into that hip. We want to stay hovered out of it and hug those legs in. Fire your back glute. Can you inhale to sweep those arms up overhead? Maybe exhaling to interlace those fingers again. Lengthen yourself up and back. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, round in through that upper body. Inhale to lengthen upper back, the same sequence we did at the beginning, but now we're in a more lengthened position through the back thigh. One more time, inhale up and back. Exhale to squeeze it in. Inhale to take those arms, reach them totally up towards the ceiling, please. Take a breath out to keep hugging in through those legs. Can you get nice and long through that spine? We're going to take our torso forward on a lean. We're going to lower the right hand down to the floor. Open the spine out to the left. Spiral, spiral, spiral here. And then keeping this rotation to the left, that left hand can scoop down and around behind you. Circle down to the floor. Circle forward. Rotate through your chest and then reach that arm up. Taking that arm down and around. It's still circling, however, it's different than the first time. Up and around. And if you would like to here, fire up through the back leg. So your circles are happening a little more actively, hugging those legs in, trying not to just rest on that bottom hand. One more time, pause, left hand up. Now wherever you are, your knee could be down or up. Can you imagine your hand like a lever? Your spine comes up and it arrives upright in that twist. You could be down here with your knee on the floor. You could be up here. Take a breath in. Woo! Feeling that back front hip, yeah? Take a breath out. Now, whether your knee is down or up, that back hand is going to come to the back thigh. Can you reach up with the right arm this time? Take your breath in and remember that thigh could be up. Breathe it out. Find yourself back in that left rotated twist. Inhale, both of your arms reach up towards the ceiling. If your back thigh is lifted, lower the back thigh down. Together, we reach forward, lower through those hands. Fire up your back thigh. Scoot yourself back into your plank. Inhale here, please. Breathe it out. Remember, firing through your glutes, through your belly, pushing that floor away. Take your breath in. As you breathe out, gently lowering down to the floor. Inhale, your version of a cobra or a back bend. Exhale into your downward dog. Take a breath in, please. Take a breath out. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. One more time, breathe in. As you breathe out, lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward. Maybe you hop, step, jump towards your hands. Find yourself in a forward fold. Inhale to lengthen up that halfway. Exhale to melt it to the floor. Push your feet down as you ripple your spine all the way up, standing tall right away. Breathe out, dive it forward. Inhale to lengthen halfway, keeping the chest, the ribs contained. Breathing out this time, your left leg is going to step back, lower your back left knee to the floor, and then pause. So we're back in that lunge, second side. Hug the legs in, fire the glutes, bring yourself upright. So again, we're not sinking into that hip, we're lifting up and hugging in, trying to get that front hip back hip forward. Inhaling to reach those arms up, taking the hands, interlacing them behind the head. On your next inhale, can you lift up and back in space? And then breathe out, curl in on yourself, round through the upper trunk. Remember, the legs are hugging in, so they are concentrically working. They are like totally being our base, our stability here, and the upper body gets to flow. Exhaling, scooping into that belly like an ice cream scoop, rounding the upper torso. One more time. Exhaling. Inhale, bring yourself upright, release those arms, reach them up to the ceiling. Taking a dive forward over the front leg. This time the left hand plants to the right, inside of the right foot. Sweep the right arm overhead. You're in a twist. That rotation has happened from the torso. The legs are still hugging into center, right? They're still quite active. And then we take this top arm for a little bit of a circle. It's going to reach forward in space, down towards the floor behind you, and then up. Keep it reaching forward. Or whatever version of this feels good for you. Maybe it feels good to take it back, forward, and up. I really don't mind which way you're circling here. If you would like to spice it up, you can lift that top thigh, hug the legs in, reach that arm, and circle. We're going for 2. If your back thigh is lifted, reach out through the back heel, but hug it forward. One more time. Arm is up. Now, wherever you are, can you imagine there's like a little lever with that right hand? It brings you all the way up into your twist. You need to shorten up a little bit here. You could be down for sure. You could be upright. Taking a few breaths here. Notice if your pelvis is doing funky things like mine just was, or my right hip was really elevated, I had to drop it down. So we're still trying to square off through the hips. It's just the torso that's rotated. Breathing in, using your breath. That back hand is going to sweep forward, bringing ourselves up. If your back knee is lifted, can we lower the back knee down? Reach the hands forward. They plant to the top of your mat. Fire up your legs, step back into your version of a plank. If you breathe out, gently lowering yourself to the floor. Inhale, back bend of your choice. You could be in a full cobra or baby cobra. And then sliding it back, downward dog. Breathe in here, please, friends. Exhale, sigh it out. Feeling those heels radiating to the floor, but they could be radiating with a bend of the knee, right? Checking in with all of our bits of housekeeping. This time, can we lengthen out, look to our hands, and then walk our hands back towards our feet. Inhale to come up halfway. Exhaling to melt it to the floor. Push your feet away, ripple your spine all the way up, lengthen it up. We're going to go right away back down. All the way to our forward fold. Inhale to lengthen out. As you exhale, you're going to walk right out to a plank. So remember, plank can be many things. It could be a knee hover. It could be knees on the floor. It could be quadruped, no problem. Wherever you are, just for like a little bit of experiment's sake, can you take the right leg back and up? So if you're on your knees, your left knee could be down. You could be back in that quadruped, or you're up in your full plank. And then wherever you are, can you point through the right toes, pull your knee in towards your chest, and see if you can give it that little kiss again. Inhale to lengthen out. Exhale, scoop, tuck, and round. Back towards your nose. Little kiss. One more time. Squeeze it in, squeeze it in, squeeze it in, squeeze it in. And then plant that right foot forward. So we were here before. We are here again. Hug those legs in. We're not going to drop the knee this time unless that's going to be part of your practice and a choice. And then lift yourself all the way up into your lunge. Feeling the length of your lunge, can you immediately start to turn those legs out? So we find our warrior two, our first warrior two together today. Hug those legs in, yeah? The back pinky toe edge of your back foot is trying to line up with the back edge of the mat. Your front knee stacking over your front hip. And we're quite open through our hips here if we can. Take those arms, reach them out, and find a little pause. Feeling all 5 of those right toes pressing into the floor, right heel hugging in. Lengthening out through those arms. If it feels good to float them palms up, feel free. Taking a few breaths to really just be here, to feel the work of that foundation, and to open out through the chest. Breathing in, breathing it out. Let's take that right arm, right forearm is coming down to the top of the flat thigh. Circle the left arm, and can we revisit that nice open torso here? Radiate out through the left fingertips and use the leverage of the forearm on the thigh to spiral that heart open and find some space between the right earlobe and shoulder. And the arm, that top arm, is like a continuation of the line through your waist and through your back leg. Breathing in here. Breathing out, those legs hugging in, always coming back to the music, the rhythm of your breath. Take one more breath in, and as if there's a rope again overhead, spiral yourself all the way back, warrior two. Can we straighten through the front leg? Send your back hip back in space, but keep drawing the ribs in and lengthen ourselves into our triangle. Now, there could be a block here to support you for sure. Your hand can stay up higher. What we want to avoid, and I'm a great example of this, is hyperextending and popping through the knee. We want that thigh zipped up. Can we keep drawing the ribs in? This is actually quite intense through the quadratus lumborum, which is a muscle in your low back. So we're not going to be here terribly long. Take one more breath in. And again, like there's a lever, bring yourself all the way back up. Bend into that front knee. Flipping the forward palm, your right palm, can we exalt up and back? Remember, we're keeping that lifted space like we practiced. One more breath in. Breathing out, windmill yourself all the way back down to the floor. Step back, find your version of plank option to flow. Inhaling here, exhaling to gently lower to the floor. Inhale, baby cobra or full up dog. Now, if you're going for your full cobra, remember those thighs are active and lifted. And then exhale, up and back, downward dog. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Remember, you're welcome to take a child's pose here. You're welcome to take hands and knees. Keep pushing that floor away. Think about spiraling those arms, drawing the ribs in. Your left leg this time is going to reach out and pull in towards your nose. Actually, let me try that again. We're in our downward dog. That felt awkward to me. I'm sure it felt awkward for you. Let's all ripple forward into our plank first. I was thinking we could do like a fun Cirque du Soleil ripple-y moment, but let's keep it simple. Let's find ourselves back in our plank. Lift that left leg up wherever it is for you, right? That right knee can be on the floor. You could be on hands and knees. Inhale here as you breathe out. Pull the left knee in. Maybe give yourself a little kiss of that knee. Inhale back. You could still totally be in your full plank here. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen, kick through that leg. Exhale, pull it in. One more time, reach it back. Pull ourselves in, and then place your left foot down this time. Hug those legs in, you're in your lunge. We're reaching all the way back up, and then like a fountain, open up. Housekeeping, check in with your back foot. Pinky toe edge lining up with the back of the mat. Again, your front knee stacking over your front ankle. Those legs are hugging in. Yeah, it's sort of like a theme of our practice is that we're never just sitting in our legs. Keeping the energy hugged in, keeping the thighs opening, reaching through those arms. You know, I'm starting to catch my breath when I'm teaching, when I flip into a New York accent. Did you catch that? The downward dog. Maybe one day I'll just teach in a fully different accent and see if anybody notices. Maybe flip those palms up. But ultimately, using your breath to feel the roots of the work you've created for yourself here. Breathing it in, breathing it out, feeling all that gorgeous work. Your left forearm this time comes down to your left thigh. Circle through that arm. It radiates up and overhead. And so we chatted about this a little bit on the first side, right? That nothing about this is like beach vacation vibes, right? It's quite lengthened, quite strong and active. Of course, if your arm doesn't like reaching, you could always place it somewhere else. Yeah, it doesn't have to be in this line, but it is a beautiful line to explore. Pressing into those feet, your arm, like there's a little lever there that helps pull you up back to your warrior two. Let's straighten, let's zip up through both of the thighs, start to tilt your pelvis, and it's like you're a bit of a teeter-totter, and you just happen to be teeter-tottering over to the front leg. Back hip radiates back, those arms are lengthening out. Now blocks here are fabulous, not hyperextending in that front knee. Maybe your hands take a gentle little rest somewhere on your body. Remember, huge stretch here through the low back, so we don't have to be here terribly long. But that hugging in of the legs is going to be really important to keep you safe. Take one more breath in. Again, like there's a lever there. Up and out. melting into that warrior two. Flipping that front palm, reach it out, circle yourself up and back. And then work through those arms, windmill those arms. I forgot that word for a second. And then step yourself back into your plank. Inhale here. Exhale it out. When you're ready, finding your flow. If you'd like to flow, gently lowering to the floor. Inhale to take a cobra, back bend of your choice. And then exhale, sliding up and back, downward dog. Take an inhale here, please. Take an exhale. Then let's all come down to our knees. Bring our big toes to touch. And just sit back, take a quick shell stretch. Inhaling here. Breathing out. Now, if being belly down doesn't feel super fantastic, please don't feel like you need to be belly down. You could always just stay up in a quadruped. You could always flip onto your back, all those things. A few more breaths here. Breathing it in. Breathing it out. And then when you're ready, plant through those hands, looking forward, bringing yourself all the way up. Tucking through those toes, you can lift your hips up and back. And then walking your hands and feet. So let's walk our feet towards the middle of our mat. And then let's walk our hands back to meet them. Giving yourself a really gentle shake. Now, if it's accessible to you, you're welcome to take fingers to big toes. And maybe drawing yourself a little deeper that way, or sliding your hands underneath your feet if you'd like. Maybe grabbing a hold of opposite elbows. Giving yourself a nice, gentle little calm forward stretchy moment. And your knees can be quite bent. My knees are in fact so bent that my chest can rest on them, which is quite nice. And when you're ready, gently releasing through those arms, pushing the floor away. Rolling yourself up one vertebrae at a time, giving those shoulders a nice little moment to shake it out. Let's stand on our mats. So I'm going to face you, and then I might twist. We'll see. Let's stand on our mats. Let's bring our hands to our hips, and let's super, super, super root down in our left leg. Let's lift our right leg up like we want to squeeze it in. Because remember how that's kind of been a bit of a theme as we've been working on that hip flexion. So we're pulling our knee in towards our chest. So I'm going to turn sideways for you now. Now, if you'd like to use hands here, you can. Keep pushing the left foot down into the floor, but we are going to take them away in a second. And notice that holding onto the hands can be like a faux sense of security here. Can we keep firing through that left bum cheek? Keep pulling that right leg in. And then maybe the hands flip so they're underneath the thigh and you reach that right leg out. Now, maybe you still don't have any hands, which is like sweet, sweet fire. So know that I know that. Reaching out through that foot, can you keep that hip flexion going? Maybe you reach the arms up to the ceiling. We're here for 5. We're here for 4. Trying to square off through those hips. For 3. For 2. Last one, bring it down, give it a little shake. A little boogie boogie. I remembered a joke last night that it's very simple, but I love it so much. And that joke would be, how do you make a tissue dance? Put a little buggy in it. That's like a literal 5-year-old joke, but I love it so much. Okay, same side. That was your little intermission. Press your left foot down into the floor. Hands to your hips. Maybe you bring that leg up all by itself. Maybe you have hands to help you. All of these are fabulous options. Now, we're going to move to one thing and then come back to that original thing. So know that it's all linking together. Can you reach your left arm up overhead for me? Wherever you are, whether you have hands or no hands, yeah? We're going to turn our chests to the right, trying to keep those hips square. And then you're going to open your right arm out to the right. Your left hand is going to come to the outside of that right thigh. So left foot is pressing, right leg is lifting, left hand to the outside of the right thigh, right hand is opened, so you're in a rotation here. Now, maybe this is fine. If you'd like to ditch the hands, maybe you keep the twist without the hands, and then maybe you can add a reaching of that leg. Maybe it's in your practice to take your left hand to the outside of your right foot and find a stretch there, but we haven't done tons of back opening, so just be mindful that might be a lot. One more breath in here. Now don't drop your leg. Circle your right arm down to the floor. You're back in the first L shape we were in here. Can you hold for 5? Lift your thigh more. 4. Whew, my leg is shaking. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Whew. If you felt that lots in your hip, that's like extreme hip flexion. So know that I know that. Tissue little boogie dance. Okay, other side. Kind of slightly better, right? Because we know where we're going on this side. So hands to your hips. So you're rooting down in your right foot this time, drawing your left thigh in. Catching our breath. So you could use hands here for sure to draw that thigh in a little bit closer, but that can maybe give us a false sense of security here. So maybe keeping the hands down and pulling that thigh up. I'm going to turn sideways. Keep rooting down through that standing leg. Keep drawing that left thigh in. And then maybe your hands come underneath that thigh, flexing through the foot, lengthening that left foot forward. Now, this whole class, we've been talking a lot about pelvic and hip stability. So can we keep, as I fall over, going with that? And then maybe the arms reach up here. Super zip through both of your thighs for 5. Draw the ribs in for 4. If you need to bend the knee, bend the knee. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Give yourself that little shake, shake party. Okay, gets the heart going, eh? Let's do one more. So same side, rooting down through that right foot. Hands maybe come to your hips. Draw the left thigh in. Push the floor away with the right side. Can we take the arms? Now, maybe your right hand is already on the thigh, which is fine. Left arm is going to reach up and open to the left. If it's in your practice to add both of your arms, please feel free. We're adding that twist. Now, your right hand is going to come to the outside of the left thigh and then pause. So right foot pressing to the floor, left thigh hugging in, left arm opened out to behind you, right hand to outer left thigh. Maybe it's in your practice to reach the leg straight, no arms. Maybe you can loop your hand around the outside of the pinky toe edge side of your foot. That's pretty extreme though, so be where you need to be. For 5, for 4, 3, 2, you can always bend that knee. Now don't put your foot down. Circle yourself back up to center. We're reaching 5. Zip through that thigh. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Give yourself a little boogie. Step up to the top of your mat. Send your hips back. Reach those arms forward. And then either bow down and make your way to seated, or start to lower your hips, lower your hips, lower your hips until you're all the way down. Planting through those feet. Take your body back in space, planting down. Arms can be beside you, palms face up, and just take a breath in. And as you breathe out, hug the heels to glutes, ripple your spine up, and just enjoy a little opening through the front of the hips here. Taking a breath in, breathing it out. And then one vertebrae at a time, bringing yourself all the way down. If you'd like to bring those knees in towards your chest, feel free. Maybe taking a little twist here, bringing those legs over to the right. Left arm can reach up overhead. Taking a breath in. Exhaling it out. Legs come back through center and then find their way to the other side. You can, of course, be doing your complete own thing here. You could be in a happy baby, maybe taking another flow if you would like to, but knowing that we're bringing ourselves down, preparing for Shavasana. Legs come to center. Can you curl yourself up in that tight, tight ball? Squeeze it for 3, for 2, for 1, and then melt it out. If you have any props you would like to use, I'm going to grab a blanket. I always recommend sliding something behind your head, even if you feel like you don't necessarily need it. trying to switch our energy here to calming, to relaxing, to melting. You could also always take a pillow, pop it underneath your knees, and excuse me, sorry. Starting to bring our energy down and back into our bodies. Now, if you would like to practice Shavasana in your own sweet time, feel free to turn me off or pause me and stay down for as long as feels good for you. If you would like to finish this practice together, I will guide us out of Shavasana as well. So know that, again, you have options here. Letting our breath switch from a breath of controlled rhythm to free rhythm. Knowing that our Shavasana is our space for melting and letting go and releasing. Notice if there are any spaces in the body that could totally do with an attention to soften. Generally, that tends to be around our shoulders, in our hips, our jaws, the gaze underneath our eyelids, crease in between our eyebrows, creases around our eyes. And so letting that all just melt away. I'm going to bring myself up, but you are please more than welcome to stay as you are. I'm going to leave you in just a little bit of silence, and then when I come back in, we'll be moving out of practice together. So know that even if you don't hear me, I am still here. If you plan on exiting practice together, now is a good time to start incorporating in a bit more breath. Inhaling in through your nose and exhaling to sigh it out. Maybe adding a little movement of fingers, of toes, of your jaw, deepening through your breath. Starting to slowly bend the knees. And when you're ready, gently rolling over onto any side, your preferred side. And as we start to consider bringing ourselves upright, knowing that eyes closed is an option. Eyes open is an option. I just invite you to keep them a little bit more dimmed. And as you start to bring yourself to your version of seated, it could be many things. Sitting up on a cushion, kneeling, maybe staying down in your practice. Can we start to rub our hands together, creating a little bit of heat here? And then as you breathe, placing those hands over your eyes, taking your finger pads and just giving yourself a little massage, eyes closed if you can, Little massage around the hairline, around the eyes, into the jaw, back and around behind you, the back part of your hairline, down your neck and shoulders, and then eventually making their way back up to gently cover your eyes. When you're ready, gently fluttering your eyes with them closed and covered by your hands, and sliding your hands down your body. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide your practice today. May we be able to move forward together in community with love. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you, thank you, thank you.